Hey, I want to give a shout out to Shane Pendergraph who sponsored this video. Thanks so much, Shane. I really appreciate it. For any of you guys wondering what was the difference between the two rear pieces of the winch truck and the regular truck, I'm going to show you right here. You can see that the winch truck has a very thick steel support. There appears to be no difference between each of these two pieces. They look identical. The only difference is this one here. I think that, yeah, that's totally different. That's weird, a different bolt pattern. Side view is totally the same, but the bolt pattern on top is totally different. And the bolt pattern on the bottom is totally different as well. So the difference being that the one with the winch, different bolt pattern, and it's also about maybe 1.5 to twice as thick. And of course, the other structural component that is different is this front mounting bracket. There would be a round elastomeric disc about that thick sitting right here. But yeah, that of course with the winch truck had the rollers mounted in it, where the original one, or the one that doesn't have the winch, does not. Hey guys, Dave Anderson here, Helicool's Helipad. I need to make a slight correction on that last video that I had about the transmission oil flush procedures. We were going so fast and I didn't actually get to film everything. And when I reviewed the footage again, I noticed that the last thing that I had on there was both of those tubes that go to the transmission heat exchanger, the cooler part of it. Both of them were removed. Before you start the engine and try to flush it, you actually want to reconnect that bottom one. We had to disconnect the bottom one because it was too difficult to get to the top one, and that's why you saw both of them removed. But before you start the engine, you want to reconnect that bottom one so that it actually runs through the system, runs through the heat exchanger cooler for the transmission, and flushes all of that out too. Hook a tube to the end of that pipe, it went down into the bucket. That is how we actually did it. You know what? The force may be with you if you actually have the mod already in place with those hoses like I showed on Mike's vehicle. It makes it so much easier. Just drop that upper one into the bucket, you're good to go. I also have another tip for you, and this is not a paid advertisement, but this is called NAPA Kool. And you know what? You can have a lot more problems when you have bad antifreeze than if you have bad engine oil. Because the antifreeze, it will cause little bubbles to form. And when those things are under pressure and they cavitate, they tend to explode. And when they explode, they take a little chunk of metal with it. So if you add this, which is NAPA Kool, what it does is it prevents any of these bubbles from forming. Now, number one thing is you definitely want to maintain your antifreeze to a really good level. Initially, you want to add 1 of these pints for every 4 gallons. Okay, so I'm going to add 2 of these. It's just added insurance to help you maintain your engine properly. Make sure you read the complete instructions on the back of the label for any kind of other details that I may have missed. All right, guys, if your reel ever gets stuck, which mine did, it reeled up too far and it got stuck and it just would not come undone. This is what it looks like on the inside. Okay, you have this little plastic piece that holds this steel ball in there, right? Okay, now I had to take this cover off and it says do not remove. Let's see, caution, do not remove. Yeah, probably because they don't want you screwing this up. So that plastic piece goes right in that little, there's like a little hole that it goes into, holds that ball into place, and when this reel is locked, you can't get it open. So what you basically have to do is hold this back. Okay,
So you twist it just a little bit inside there while you're holding it back, and you can kind of get it open from there. Careful, this thing falls out very easily. That's probably why you're not supposed to remove that. But what else was I gonna do? Throw it away? No. Okay, well, if the ball comes out, these two pieces come out, you're gonna have to put the plastic piece in first. Now that I got that in there, I can take the ball. Ah, shoot, it came out. Okay, one more time. So I finally got this plastic piece back in. Take the ball, push it right in there like that. And then I'm just gonna hold it out of the way. And now I need to put it all back together. So this is really the only side that you need to take off. This is where that ball bearing is. And this is where that locking mechanism is. So this is the only side. And with a little bit of finagling, you can get it working again. This brings me to the next project. While I wait on trying to find some metal so I can fabricate an adapter for this seat, I've got this really nice piece of 80/20. I've got a couple of pieces that Bill Sands gave me while I was out at his place. And I think what I want to do is build a little bracket right here so that I can put a couple of, well, I don't know, some overhead lights, because these ones that I have in front here, they're right in your face. They kind of blind you. I think I'd like to have some lights back here, as well as it'd be kind of cool to have at least one down light behind each seat. I think I'm also going to have to incorporate some kind of a headrest, because you can see, you know, there's nothing back here. It's really nice to have a cab that you can kind of go back and refer to that's all stripped out. Well, finally, with a bunch of hemming and hawing, rubbing my chin and scratching my head, I think I've finally determined that I only need one piece. One piece of this 80/20, which is a phenomenal product. I'm just going to mount it right there. And because I measured carefully, there are no penetrations on the back side. Well, hey guys, that's about as far as I can get on this video because, well, I ordered some 80/20 hardware. It hasn't come in yet. You know, there's tons and tons of different varieties of 80/20, so make sure that you get the right kind. Mine happens to be 30 millimeters with 8 millimeters on the inside. I had to get my micrometer out in order to check this for sure. So you do the same if you're going to be working on 80/20. Thanks again so much, Shane, for donating and sponsoring this video. I so much appreciate it. Until next time, guys, I'm Dave Anderson signing out. You guys be safe out there, and God bless.